guys, welcome back to my channel. I hope you're doing well. As you can see, I have a Hermes unboxing with you guys today, but it's also to mainly talk to you guys about my new tips that I've learned over the last few months about buying Hermes online. So stay tuned. When I first posted my video on tips and tricks to get hard to get items from Hermes, a lot of you guys actually reached out to me to chat about it and stuff, like quite a few of you. And I find that really interesting, and I'll tell you guys why later. And then since I bought a whole bunch of stuff, it's been maybe 6-7 months now, so I've learned new things about it that I would really like to share with you guys in this video. But let's open this up first and we can chat about it more in the video. So when I first received this box, which is yesterday, I thought they sent me the wrong bag because, I didn't think it would come in a box like this. But let's open her up. I did the ribbon myself. I did rewrap it myself, and it's pretty well done, I think. All right. And so you have your regular Hermes receipt. This is not my first unboxing from the website, obviously, but still very exciting because it has been quite some time since my last unboxing. And then you have this beautiful dust bag. And here is the little bag. Very, very little. Dun dun. I think I'm definitely late to the game now. Like, this bag was talked about a lot, maybe like half a year when it first launched, like a year ago, I can't remember now. But yeah, it's definitely not all positive talk. They were actually really hard to get when it were first launched, but I think it lost its popularity pretty quickly. There you go. Okay, it's too small that you really need a lock right here to have it sit properly. But this is in the Swift. So this is the micro. If you are not aware that they've launched this is the new micro Picotin. If you know Hermes at all, you probably know Picotins are quite popular. And this is their new released 14 Picotin, the micro size. And this one particularly, it's in the chai color. So another big reason that I really wanted to buy this one is because I was always really curious about the chai color tone. It's always really hard to kind of see the color on the website. Like, it's never the same on the regular natural lighting. So on a chai, it's such a popular neutral, everyone is like super sought after color. So it's part of the reasons why I ordered this. And also, like I said, it's been quite some times before I was able to buy anything from the website. So a little part of me was also trying to see if they would actually ship the bag to me or not. But I mean, when I got the bag, I cannot convince myself to keep it. I can tell you guys more about that also in the video. So I can do a quick comparison to my Picotin 18. So if you follow my channel, you probably know I have this beautiful Nada color Picotin 18, which is super, super beautiful. So the Nada has a darker edge, like darker glazing. And because I've been using it with the pillow, it's been actually sitting really well. It can sit by itself really nicely. So here is the 18, and here is the 14. So you can see the size. It's quite different. Okay. I think this can still hold quite a bit. Like, I wouldn't say that it's like in terms of capacity. I'll just show you guys with, where did I put the lock? The lock. Okay, I'll look for it later. I was gonna put the lock on this one to show you guys how it looks like with a lock. The shape looks nicer with a lock, I find, but you know, regardless. The um, the price of the Picotin 18 currently, it is less expensive than this guy, and because of the Swift leather, it is super super light. Like I feel like I'm holding nothing, and I think it's definitely has the weight if you add on the lock, but otherwise it's really really light, and it has no feet. So I really have a big problem with that because this is a Swift leather, which is really, really soft and smooth. So without the lock, it really will get scratched in no time, I think, if you keep using this part of the surface. But I guess the main issue that most people have with this bag is the fact that the print on the bag. So it I feel the same way. Like I wouldn't know how to use this bag with this print on it. I specifically use like wear very neutral colors. I still feel like it doesn't really work with it. Um, but I think at the end of the day, for me, it's just really it doesn't make a lot of sense. Because it's so mini and so lightweight and it has no feet for the price point. Like I just cannot justify that. So but anyways, I mean, I was just too curious. To be honest, I placed the order and I was thinking about it. And before I could really react, they already had the shipping notice to me. So it got shipped out pretty quickly after I placed the order. There is an approval order phase, but it wasn't super long. It was shipped out the same day that I placed the order. And it got to me in a couple days. So the whole process was really smooth and painless, which is good, which is not always the case with Hermes website. But okay, so I think this is my cue to talk to you guys more about purchases. So you guys know, on the in-store, for example, like I don't have a lot of boutique experience, but I know a lot of you guys do. I think most people would always go in for a visit to try to ask for things like a Pickleton or start building a relationship with an SA and see where that can lead to. In Canada, we don't have too many stores. I believe there's maybe 3. Um, so, and mainly the Vancouver, I hear mostly about Vancouver and Montreal stores because that's where I know the people and they tell me about their own experiences. A lot are positive, but a lot of them seems very stressful and lengthy and very draining process. So, which made me think it's quite funny. And I feel like that's a big part of the reason why some of the viewers actually saw my video, but didn't leave a comment or anything, but reached out to me in private, kind of asking me for more tips about how to score bags online. You guys know I was lucky enough to score quite a few really beautiful handbags, the Evelyn, a Lindy, I had a Constance to go. And I will let you guys know I did have to let go some of the bags just because I made other purchases to fund for other purchases. But and to me, it's okay. Well, I know there's a big risk to do that because they are very easy to label you or to identify you as a reseller. And once they've kind of done that and blacklisted you, it's very difficult to get back onto their good list. So if you haven't watched the other video from Bags on Fleeks, there's a lot of discussions about blacklist. If you just look up Hermes blacklisted me or something like that, there's quite a few people have those kind of discussions on purse forum as well. People constantly ask like, why are they being blocked? How come they've been like sort of banned from the website or sometimes from the boutique? I just feel like the whole thing makes the whole shopping experience very stressful. Most people buy a bag with intent to obviously use it and keep it, but nowadays for more luxurious pricey bags, obviously it's also part of the, I wouldn't say investment, but long time enjoyment, or bags that you would hope to keep value and pass on to your kids, your friends, your relatives, whoever. So obviously at some point the bag will likely change owner. So I do feel like having that additional stress of, can I even buy this lipstick or these shoes online, because that will impact my purchase history in the boutique. Like my sales associate will be mad at me if I make an order on the Hermes website. Like I feel like all these things are just a bit much. I know most people try to build up their purchase history to get a quota bag, so they kind of go to their sales associate and then order everything through the boutique, which is totally fine. It's a fair strategy as well, but not able to, like, so but once they've done that and still can't even be offered, for example, Picotin, they obviously get stressed and or frustrated and want to try their luck with the Hermes website, because it's really just a easy online purchase with no not a lot of other effort involved. um, but it depends. So you guys know, I at first I got the mini 2424, and that was quite easy. That was my very first bag. The very first bag took a long time because I think it was also a very pricey purchase. So they did have to verify with the bank. They had to ask me to send a special code. I did this back and forth thing with the bank and with Hermes online for like 5 days, which I was worried that they're gonna cancel the order. So in the end, I spoke to an agent, which also impossible to get through their customer service. So my tips on that, if this is what you're stuck on, try to call them early in the morning and just keep calling. You could leave a message and sometimes they will call you back, but not always. So, do that and then see if you can reach someone. Once you really, you spoke to someone and your account is really fairly clean with no bad purchase histories, and I'll tell you what that means later, they will generally release the bag and it will get shipped to you, no problem. So after 5 days, the bag was shipped to me, all good. So after, I had no idea there is apparently a review process or some kind of um, restrictions on the limits, all of that when I first started. So the next day I placed an order for Neverland, and it was canceled right away. And I was like, why was it canceled? So I reply, and when they cancel, they will send you a cancel order cancellation email, which says you can contact customer service. So I contact customer service through email and said, why is this canceled? Nobody reached out to me, but then I got a phone call later. I think either the same day or next day. It was a gentleman. He was really friendly, very nice. And then that's when he explained to me that you cannot buy a bag too closely together. You need to usually wait a month or 2 months before you can make another purchase. And then I was like, can I still try? He said, yeah, you can try, but they will likely not give you the bag. And I was like, well, okay, it doesn't hurt to try. So after that, I waited a little bit, maybe a few weeks, and I tried again. And I think it was another Picotin, and it was canceled again. And then I think I waited maybe, oh my gosh, I cannot, not now, can't even recall the back and forth because it's been so many months. I tried some of their smaller items. I actually did get a buddy at one point. I got a Consum Slim at one point, and those are okay. I got a Calvi too, like the card holder. Oh, I did got my regular Calvi around there too, and those things really get shipped instantly. So you place your order the same day, very quickly they'll ship. Anything that's a bit hard to get, they are very keen on their horses for some reason. Their little charms, the horse charms or the PKs or the rodeos, very, very strict on those items for some reason. So I've never successfully got a rodeo. But I did get the buddy, the little dog charm. So then later on, I think I got another bag maybe 2 months later. And then not too long after, like maybe a month later, I got another bag. And then a week later of the same week, I think I got the Constance to go. So everything seems fairly smooth and fairly easy, even though in between there was quite a few cancellations. So I was like, okay, it just seems like, and I did during those time, I think I called back in one more time asking about a bag that was canceled. I think it was a Picotin in the gray Mayer color, which was amazing. I was like really wanting that bag. But when I called in, again, a very nice agent, I feel like the Canadian agents are super, super nice, said that, it's really, their approval process is really just depending on the stock sometimes. So, if there's nothing wrong with your account, just wait, don't purchase too frequently, and you're good. So I'm like, okay, I got all the things. And then when I got the Constance to go, I was not allowed to purchase anything at that point onward. I was like, I don't even know what going on, because I at that point I did purchase, um there was already 3 bags, and that's within a span of 6 months. So it was pretty, like, very close together. I got 3 bags and 2 SLGs and a buddy. So, and I returned one of the SLGs. So it was adding up to be like quite a bit of items, and they were all hard to get items. So definitely, I was on that list for sure. I was on their list. And after the Constance to go, I was not able to purchase anything. I was not even able to purchase the H pop necklace. It was in a maroon color. It was really pretty. I bought it. So this is where everything went wrong. So I bought the necklace and it was canceled. And I was like, okay, why can I not even buy a necklace? So I registered my mom's email and her address, um, on the same account, trying to buy it again, because it was kind of popping up regularly. It wasn't super hard to get, but I was able to kind of add to cart and pay and stuff. So I used her information, but when I paid, I accidentally used my own PayPal account. So basically, there was a mix up. I was just initially hoping to have an account for her, use her account potentially to buy this necklace, or potentially buy more bag at the time. I was thinking maybe, that way I was able to purchase more, but that's when everything went to, you know, um, since then, there was nothing I was able to buy. Every order was canceled right away. There was no approval process. Basically, you will buy something, it will cancel. They don't even send you a cancellation email. It was basically nothing goes. You kind of get a clear sense that you are on a blacklist. So I was like, okay, that's fine. I've got tons of stuff. I was having a lot of fun, tracking things. That's kind of what I do as a hobby. So it kind of bothers me a little bit that I wasn't able to do it. But I waited. I was like, maybe it's just too much. I'll wait and then be patient. I think there was a mixed up with account. So I suspected they are blacklisting me, but I cannot be sure. So I waited maybe another month or 2 months or so. I placed another order. It was a rodeo. Um, yeah, it was a rodeo. I think it was maybe a Piquet, like the one that has a wing. So those are even harder to get, but it wasn't a super hot, like super thought after color. And anyways, it was canceled. So I was like, okay, maybe I'll just call in and see what's going on. Again, can't reach anybody. Nobody was calling me back. But after many tries, I did reach again another really nice agent. So he kind of said, "Oh, everything else, like your account still works fine. Like you based on what he can see, but just know that all their bag orders or their special items, such as the rodeos, do get sent to friend's headquarters for review." So I was like, "Oh, that's new information to me, I guess." So that's why sometimes once you have your payment approval, everything went through, there is going to be a process where it says approval order, and sometimes that could take longer, shorter, or whatever it is. So he says, yeah, everything goes into review. They will assess your account and make a decision on whether they will give you the item or not. But mine was basically rejected right away, like every time. So I kind of feel like it wasn't there was no people reviewing it. It was maybe just the machine screaming me out every time. Anyways, I was, at that point, I was kind of giving up. Like, it's what it is. I stopped trying. I tried, with my husband's account too, but I never got anything good with his account. So, it didn't really matter. We were going to go to Asia for a while. So this is a long story. Sorry, I wasn't expecting the video to be this long. But anyways, I think if you're into this stuff, this is helpful or interesting to you maybe. So and then I came back recently, right? And I tried my account again. It still did not work. But it was a Picotin bag again. And it was just how do you say it? It was too many cancellations. Like, my account looked terrible. If you go through the account history, it was like cancel, 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 return, one ship, and then another 5 cancellations, and then the return. Like, At this point, if you look at my account, I probably had like a good 30 orders, 40 orders on it. It just looked terrible. And I was like, oh my gosh, maybe I will never be able to get a bag. So, but I tried again, and they shipped me this. So at least I got another new shipped like order, which is I'm happy about. I guess the moral of the whole story is you can never really predict how they are treating these accounts, how they are treating like the review of these orders, but be just be genuine. Don't try to use other people's info and try to like buy more than what you need to, or buy things that you don't really feel like you might need. Just buy the bags that you want, and at least you have this 2 3 bag. Technically I think two now. I think they've changed their restrictions again, so two bags per year, that's your quota, and then that's small SLGs. But it's really hard to tell. I do personally, I feel like it's really depending on the stock and just how things, because I think my third bag is the Evelyn bag. It got shipped right away, even though it was a third bag. So, and before that bag, there was several cancellations. So, and it was shipped right away. So you just really can't know, I think. You can always try. I've mentioned in my previous videos that I did use a subscription service, and that really helped. But they did also update their website that you're no longer able to use the Apple Pay button when the item is not available. So one of the tips that I mentioned in my other video is I just use the Apple Pay button even though the item's not in stock, and sometimes that helped me get some of the items when it was kind of in between. It gives you a little bit of leeway, I think, over other people if you do that. They no longer allow that. So if the item is out of stock, it will be. The Apple Pay button wouldn't work. So, just so you know. And the other thing is, what was I gonna say? Like, one of the trick that I use, and that's pretty much how I get most of my items, is that you just track for cancellations. I think that you have a better chance to do that than others, than actually get the bag when it's just come out. So if you saw Lindy for that day, just mark the Lindy that you want and keep refreshing that same web page, and hopefully you'll be able to lucky enough to see it when it first kind of pops up again once it's canceled. That's a good way. And when you do that, make sure you're always logged in. That's another good thing. If you're using PayPal, it's fine. If you're using Apple Pay, it's fine. But again, like I said, just try not to mix too many different people's information. If your PayPal is linked to other cards that you've used or other people's, like, don't do that. It will be canceled. So, I think just, again, I think they are just trying to target the people who are just buying for the sake of buying and resell. So if that's not your full intention, then I think you're fine. And then I think the system is quite smart. If you're just trying to outsmart the system by creating different accounts, they will know. So anyways, that's my own experience. And I have, successfully got quite a few things from the website, and I really enjoy a lot of the items that I got. So, um, at the end of the day, they are, there was another really interesting post that I saw the other day, is that the resale for these bags that's readily available online versus resale of a Birkin and Kelly is very, very different. Hermes are really trying to limit people trying to resell like Picotins and Lindy's and things like that, because it's simply that their production cannot keep up with the demand, and then that's why people source out to the secondhand market and paying extra to get those items when, instead of buying it directly from the store. So anything that's actually truly available online, they are trying to meet the demand and make sure that more people are getting it versus only the small people who are able to snatch these things. But anyways, I think I've been talking for a bit too long today. If you are interested to know more details, or if you're struggling with your online account, feel free to reach out to me. I'm happy to help you out. And, I will share more purchase experience and things with you in the near future. But this little guy will likely be going back. And if you guys know, like I mentioned, I probably wouldn't be able to buy too frequently like I did last time. I feel like I just want to have a good relationship, good standing with them. So, you know, it might be a while before I can unbox something again from the actual website, but we'll see. All right, that's all for today. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye.